Bob, just in terms of the South African teams, obviously you would have been delighted with the Stormers having reached the finals 2 years in a row. But just in terms of the Sharks and the Bulls, what do you expect from them this time around? I know the Bulls have also invested in quite a few players coming in this season, and with the Sharks having lost Sia, but they've also got quite a strong lineup and a new coach in John Plumtree.
Yes, they have. They've invested heavily in the future. I think the Sharks are, certainly under the new ownership group, are looking to underpin the strength that they've had in the past, but then also, be more international focused about how they want to play this kind of rugby, where they want to play the rugby. They've got some promotional tours planned. They've got quite a few things that I think would align quite heavily with where the URC wants their sort of star teams and star players to be looking and feeling like they're sort of co-promoting the game of rugby. So I think they'll do well. I've got great respect for John Plumtree as a coach. I've played under him, and he's a detail man, but he's also big picture thinker. And I think the Bulls very similarly are competitive. They've been domestic champions in and around South Africa for a long time across a number of competitions. So they'll be hurting that their performance last year wasn't necessarily where they would like it to be. They also have stumped for some international players coming back. They've got some senior leadership, but they also want to, I think, look at how does the future affect their pool of players, their development of players coming through an incredible school system in and around the Pretoria Basin, but also around South Africa, and how can they get those players to buy into being European players in a domestic competition. And that's the key, is people who want to live and earn in South Africa, but have the international exposure that's good enough and at a high enough quality level, like the URC has proved to be, to make sure you've got a real chance at being picked for the national team.